We will study what today?
Solving radical equations.
Solving radical equations. And before, we studied what?
Adding and subtracting radical equation and multiplying and dividing them.
Yes, adding and subtracting radical equation, multiplying, and we studied different types of equations. Which types of equation did we study before?
The linear equation,
Linear equation, what else?
quadratic equation,
Quadratic equation, and what else?
and exponential equation.
Exponential equation. Thank you. Who will say again, which type of equation did we study before? Yes, Laura.
Linear, quadratic, and exponential.
Thank you. So we studied before linear equation, exponential equation, and quadratic equation. Today we will study a radical equation. So what is the radical equation? The radical equation is an equation that contains a radical. And you know what the meaning of radical, grade 9? Is there anyone don't know what the meaning of radical? Is there anyone don't know what the meaning of radical? What is the radical? This sign,
Square root.
square root, yes. So this sign, whatever square or this sign is called radical, okay? And the number under the radical is called what? The expression under the radical sign is called what? Depolina?
Radical expression.
Radicand expression, yes. So this is radical sign, and under the radical we have radicand, which is the expression under the radical sign. Then, for example, square root x minus 3 equal 4. And to solve any equation, what's your target, grade 9? To solve any equation, you are looking for what?
X.
Find
Find
it.
the value of x.
Yes, find the value of x. Find the value of x which it will satisfy the equation, right? Which it will make the both two sides are the same. Then to solve the equation, as you know, the word equation, it has a sign equal at the middle, which means you are looking for both two sides, they will be the same. Then I have a number under the radical sign, and I want the number which variable, under the radical sign, and I'm looking for the number which can substitute to find the answer equal 4. This one, it will come by guessing, or we have to solve in mathematical way. To find the value for the variable under the radical sign. It will come by guessing, or we are going to solve it by mathematical way. Mathematical way. Okay. Then, once we have a square root x minus 3 equal 4, so someone can say, Mr. Har, x, it could be 7, it could be 5, it could be, but this one I can say it's 18, 19. If I will replace the value of x here by 19, it will be how many? If I will replace the value of x by 19, it will be, who will calculate with me? It will be 19 minus 3. It will become how many? 19 minus 3, it
16.
will be 16.
16.
And square root of 16, it will be how many? It will be 4.
4.
But as I said, we will not work by guessing. The goal in solving radical equations is the same as the goal in solving most equations. Isolate the variable. We have to find the value for the variable. Then we have square root x minus 3 equal 4. How we will isolate the variable in this equation? We are going to work with both two sides. Then square root x minus 3 equal 4. I will put a sign power 2 in both two cases. Because this one is an equation, so we want to work with both two sides the same. Any operation you are going to make it with the left side, you have to make it with the right side. I want to remove the radical sign. This one was a square root. So if it's a square root, so we are going to make all to the power of 2. What about if it was cubic root? What we have to do?
Power of 3.
Power of 3. Thank you. And as I said, we have to work with both two sides. Now, power 2, it will remove the radical sign. Why? Because we said if you have a square root 3 multiply square root 3, it will be how many, grade 9?
3.
3, right.
3.
Without the radical sign, right? Because this one,
Yes.
it looks like square root 3
Power
all
2.
to the power of what? To the power of 2, right? And already here we have an exponent 2, so we will remove power 2, it will remove the radical sign. Or if it's a cubic root all to the power of 3, we will remove the radical sign. So in this question, we said that we are going to put power of 2 in both two sides. Then, now, we will remove, as I said, we will remove a radical sign, and 4 to the power of 2, it will be how many? 4 to the power of 2, it will be 16. Then x minus 3 equal 16. Now it becomes normal equation. We will add 3 to both sides, then x, it will be equal 19, right? So what was the first step again? We put what? Power of 2 in both two sides to remove the radical sign. Now, remember, square root n all to the power of 2 should be equal n, no matter what is n. So, n, any number under the square root, and then we will put all to the power of 2, so the number under the square root, it will be out. Even n, if it's an n expression, like x minus 3, x plus 2, 3x minus 4, whatever. Once you will put all to the power of 2, you will remove 2 with the radical sign, and you will put the expression under the radical sign out. Okay, understood this point? So even if n is an expression, we will remove the radical sign. We want to solve this question now. How we are going to solve this question? Who will tell me? We will put power of 2 in both two sides. Then, what happened to the left side?
The radical sign is removed.
Thank you. The radical sign will remove. So we have 25 equal x plus
X plus 3.
And now we will add which number to both sides? We will add
-3. -3.
Yes, we will add -3 to both sides, then it will be 22, right? In this part, we have to check your answer. How? You found that the value of x equal how many? 22. Then you will go and you will check your answer under the radical sign. You will substitute the value of x by how many? By 22. So I'm going to write 22 plus, يا سلام يا أدهم, plus 3 equal square root 25 Then the answer, it will be how many, grade 9?
5.
So the answer is 5, and it was already 5, right? Then square root, we have 5 all to the power of 2 equal square root x plus 3, and we said all to the power of 2 in both. Then we found that the answer was x. You have to check your answer because we will talk later on about something called isolate answer, which means sometimes extraneous solution. I'm sorry. So it will be extraneous solutions, which means we will have a value of x, but it will not be a correct answer with the equation. Then, any questions so far till now?
No,
Any
thank you.
question? Okay. Let's move to the next question. In case we have a question like this. What we have to do to answer question like this, grade 9? Who will tell me? We have 10 equal square root y over 10.
We will make them all to the power 2.
Yes. Yes, Sama, please answer.
Put power of 2 in both the sides.
Very good. So we will put power of 2 in both sides. And then what's going to happen to the square root?
Y over 10.
Thank you.
We will y over 10 equal 100.
Very good. Y over 10 equal 100. Then, now, y over 10 equal 100. We want to remove the denominator. So we will multiply both sides by 10. Then the value of y equal 1000. What we are going to do after that? We finish or we have to back to check your answer?
Check.
Check. Why? Why we have to check? Because maybe the answer, it will be extraneous solution. Extraneous solution, which means value of x, but it will not satisfy the equation. So I'll back with you, Yasama, and we will check the answer. We will substitute the value of x now by how many? By 1000. So it will be 1000 over 10. It will be equal square root 100. Then square root 100, it will be equal 10. So 1000, it's correct answer. It's not extraneous solutions. Understood till this point? Any question?
Yes.
Okay. In this question, the radical must be isolated first before we square both sides of the equation. Then, what we have to do in this question, the first step. You can answer directly, don't raise your hand. Please tell me your name and then you can answer.
Sama, transfer -1 to the opposite side.
Transfer -1 to the opposite side. Okay, thank you, Yasama. Then, Farah, you can continue. Farah Mahlab.
Yes, Mr.
Okay. You can answer. You can continue, please. Sama said
yes.
we will transfer -1 to the opposite side. Agree with her?
Yes.
Yes. Or then something else. We can say, we can do what? We can add the additive numbers. Both are correct, okay?
Okay. Then we're gonna make power 2 to both sides.
Yes. So we will add 1 to both sides. then it will be square root x plus 3 equal, it will be how many now? It will be equal 9. Then, as you said, we will make all to the power of 2 and all to the power of 2. So the answer, it will be what? X plus 3 equal
81.
81. Okay. So what is the value of x? What we have to do?
Equal 81 minus 3.
Yes, 81 minus 3. Then 81 minus 3, it will be
78.
78. Thank you. So we found that the value of x is 78. We have to turn to the next question, or we have to do something?
We have to check.
We have to check. So how we will check, Johanna?
We will replace 78 with x.
Okay, so if we will replace 78 with x, so it will be 78 with plus 3, right?
3.
Minus
Yes.
1. 78 plus 3, it will be how many?
78 plus 3, 79. 81.
It will be 81, right? And square root 81, it will be how many?
9.
9, right? Then 9 minus 1, it will be equal 8, and this is what we have in the right side. So we have a correct answer. Okay, then first we have to simplify the equation in case we have a number, so we have to transfer it to the opposite side with different sign, or we can after that we will make power of 2 for both, and then we will find the value of x, and by the end we have to check the answer. Okay. Another question. If I have 90 equal 9 square root 25x, how we can solve this question?
First divide by 9 in both sides.
Yes, we are going to divide both sides by 9. So we will divide by 9, and then we will divide by 9. So we have 10 equal square root 25x. Now what we have to do?
Power of 2 on both sides.
Power of 2. So we will make power of 2 in both sides. And then the right side, I have power of 2. Okay. So we have 100 equal how many?
25x.
25x.
Equal 25x. Yes. So what is the value of x? What we have to do?
Divide
Divide by 25.
Yes. We will divide both by 25 and divide by 25. So the value of x equal how many? So the value of x equal?
X equal 4.
X equal
4.
We have to check, or that's it?
Check.
Huh?
Check.
We have to check. So we will back. It will be square root 25 times 4. We have 9 square root 25, and we will replace the value of x by 4. So it will be 25 times 4, it will be 100. Then square root 100, it will be equal how many? It will be equal
10.
10. And 10 times 9, it will be equal how many? It will be equal
90.
Right? So once we have a number before the radical sign, we will divide both sides by it. In case we have plus or minus, so we will add the additive inverse for the both two sides. And by the end, we have to check the answer. Why we have to check the answer? Because sometimes we have extraneous solutions, which it will be, it's not a correct answer. Another question. How we can solve this question?
We will transfer -8.
Exactly, we will transfer -8 to the opposite side, and we have to change the sign. Or we
Yes.
can say that we will add 8 to the both two sides. Then once we will add 8 to the both sides, -3 plus 8, it will be equal 5. Once we have a number in the right side is positive, then we don't have a problem. We will continue the question like the previous exactly. Then add 8, it will be 5 all to the power of 2. Then we will find the value of y and we will check the answer. But in case we have a question like a square root 5y plus 5 equal -10. Is there any problem with this question?
Yes, it have the number equal negative.
The number equal negative. And is there any number once we have a square root we can find the answer equal -10? If I will ask you a question, a square root -2, we can find the answer? You can find two numbers. When you will multiply them together, the answer, it will be equal -2?
No.
No,
No.
this is meaningless, right? So it's impossible to have equation with a square root and the answer, it will be negative. So in this question, the answer, it will be no solution. Okay, so once you have in the opposite side, you have negative number, so we will not continue and we are going to write that this one, it will be no solution. So this is the first case which we will refuse the answer. What else, or what is the second case we can say that this one, it will not be a solution? Anyone can give me any example? We will say that this is no solution. Anyone can give me any example? All the equations, it has a solution? Grade 9.
No.
If I will give you this question, 12 if I will give you this question, x equal square root -3x minus 2. If this one, it has a solution or no solution? This one, it has a solution?
No.
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 So this one, it will be no solution. Okay, so once we have the square root equal negative number, we will say no solution. A number under the radical sign is negative, so we will say that this one is no solution. Understood?
Yes.
Okay, let's move to next part. So the question which in front of us now, we will say that this one is no solution. I want now to explain what the meaning
5.
5.
5, right? 11 plus 5, it will be equal 6?
No, 16.
No.
No, for this reason we said this is what we call it what?
Extraneous solution.
Extraneous solution, right? Then once we have a negative number, we said at the beginning in this question, 11 plus square root 5x plus 6. We transferred or we add the additive inverse for both two sides. Then we found square root 5x equal negative 5. In this case, I can stop in this point, right? And I can say what? I can say no solution. Why? Because we can't find a number under the radical sign. If I will make all to the power of 2, it will be negative. We can't, the negative under the radical sign, this is not a real number. Okay, so in this case, we can say that this one is called what? It's called extraneous solution. Understood? Let me say another example, or understood this part? Grade 9.
Can you please say another example?
Another example, with all my pleasure. Okay, solve a square root x 6 minus x equal x. How we can solve this question? Square root 6 minus x equals 6. So we will make all to the power of 2 and then all to the power of 2. Then it will be 6
minus
x equal x to the power of 2. It's an equation, so we have to transfer to make all of them in one side to make it trinomial expressions. So we have x to the power of 2. We will transfer negative x. It will be plus x minus 6 equal 0. We will change it to make it 0 equation. Then we will use factorization to factor this expression. It will be what? It will be x minus 2 and x plus 3. We are looking for two numbers, the product equal 6 and the difference between them equal 1. So we have x equal x minus 2 and x plus 3. This one equal 0. So what is the value for x in each case? It will be the value of x for the first case, it will be 2. And the value of x in the second case, it will be negative 3. Now we want to check your answer. F x equal 2. Then we will back to the original equation. It will be square root 6 minus 2 equal how many? Right side can be x, it was 2. Then square root 6 minus 2, square root 4 minus 6 minus 2, it will be square root 4. Then it will be 2 equal 2, right? So this one was a correct answer with x equal 2. But if you will back to check 3, so it will be square root 6 minus 3 equal 3. Is this a correct answer?
Miss, I think
minus. Yes, I'm so sorry. Yes, minus. Right? So it will be a square root. Sorry, this one was negative 3, right? The value of 3 was negative 3. Yes. Negative 3. Then it was for the first one, it was root 6. I'm sorry. I will check. Yani if you will check both, you will find that with -3 it will be wrong, but with 2 it will be right. We have 1 minute, so maybe the meeting it will end, but if you will back to check, you can watch the video. If you will back to check the answer, you will discover that x will equal 2, it will be correct, but x equal -3, it will be wrong. Okay, then 6 minus 2, it will be square root 4, and we said the square root 4 equal 2, so what's correct answer? Square root 6 minus -3, it will be square root 9, and square root 9, it will be 3, not -3. Then we have here -3 does not check, so it's extraneous, and the only solution